Hey everyone, and welcome to day 3 of my horror movie review marathon. Today I will be reviewing for you guys FeardotCom. Do you like to watch? This is one of the many scary lines delivered in this movie. I remember I had not previously seen this movie and I just happened to buy it at Borders when it was on sale before the store had even gone out of business. FeardotCom is about a detective played by Stephen Dorff who comes to investigate some strange deaths that have been happening all over the place. Everybody has one thing in common, and that is when blood's like coming out of their eyes, so it's like really freaky. And they're all going on this site called FeardotCom. All of these torturous acts, and of course, who would be sick enough to even want to be like watching that stuff? Are you people crazy? If you visit this site, you only have 48 hours to live. They might as well have just called this movie 48 Hours. But then what would be the point in that? Wouldn't be as scary. Kind of disappointing that they even made a movie like this. The use of technology being the cause of death to anyone who encounters it is like crazy. Damn that technology. At the time I thought this movie was slightly scary. I wouldn't say it had the same effect like most scary movies did, but this one was like sort of unique way of showing it, but it wasn't always what's cracked up to be. It was full of suspense and creepy chicks with blonde hair, which seems like it was a good idea at the time. I mean, they've already done stuff like that with other movies. What this film seemed to be lacking was good talent, and that was probably one of the downsides of this movie. It was all about just like, you know, playing up your fear, like what are you most afraid of, and then that fear just comes back to bite you in the ass. And the actors just didn't seem convincing enough to even be like scared. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, they may have looked scared, but they just didn't act scared. It just wasn't convincing. Like, I've seen movies with better actors and better acting when you can actually be scared and it actually looks like they're scared. This movie was just horrible in that regard. I just kept rolling my eyes at this cherry chick who's like, you know, part of the Department of Health or whatever, and like she just had like so many like terrible lines. I mean, she wasn't obviously the only one, but it was just like that was like hard to even watch. Like, I still regret watching this movie to this day. He was like saying stuff about, oh, don't go on set. Like, okay, who's really going to listen to you? Of course, to move the storyline and the plot of the movie, you have to look at the site in order to get to the source of the issue, and that is basically what this detective guy does. Like, okay, your funeral, buddy. You go do that. Basically, just going to the site to catch the killer. It wasn't much of a mystery of who this guy was. I mean, they kept on showing glimpses of like this really strange guy, just always trying to be hidden, sort of acting all nonchalant, just trying to act like a normal person. When really, you know, something's fishy about this guy. Stay away from him. Of course, people don't because they're just way too nice. Lines weren't even that good either. I mean, literally everybody just sucked. Even a guy like Stephen Ray, who is known for being in other horror movies, one of which is Interview with the Vampire. And I actually liked him in that movie, but this movie, he was just absolutely terrible. Just be like, we're the writers, I'm gonna kill them. I personally think he should have just stopped, like, acting in horror movies, because no good comes out of stuff like that. Basically, it just all looked cheesy and overdone, and it was just pointless. And as soon as I see this DVD again, I might as well just burn this thing. Seriously. The movie was slow-paced, and it felt a little bit boring at times. I mean, I was interested in it when I first saw this movie, and the second time I saw it, I was like, why am I even watching this? It was almost torturous. I feel like I was being tortured here, while everybody else was being tortured in the movie itself. I feel like this movie is not worth watching again. Overall, this movie was decent. It had a decent concept, but it had already been overshadowed with the likes of The Ring and other similar technological horror movies, which makes this less worth of a watch. It didn't really have anything too special about it, and I don't know if I'd recommend it to you guys. I mean, you guys can watch it if you want, but you'll see what I mean if you do watch this. But if you have seen FeardotCom, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about it. Come back tomorrow for my next horror movie review. As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Child Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys later.